Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Pokemon that is absolutely cracked in the current limited time meta, and that is THROW AURORUS. These battles were submitted to the channel by a member of the community, AbsolTrainBest, so many thanks for the battle submission. In the Little Holiday Cup, THROW AURORUS has over a 90% meta win rate in the 2-shield. Previously, I haven't covered many Little Cup battles, but with THROW AURORUS looking as broken as it does, I wanted to see if it is actually going to be worth using. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out THROW AURORUS in action in the Little Holiday Cup. Hopping to the first match, picking up a positive lead, Cottony into THROW Alolan Graveler. Now this is the battle of Fast Moon Pressure, THROW versus Charm. Alolan Graveler is able to make a move, but Cottony is more than happy to shield once and fully farm down. This way Cottony is able to leave with some energy. Opponent is going to send in Charm, Alolan Ninetales, and Alolan Ninetales is not going to appreciate the Aurorus in the back. Energy Ball gets shielded. In comes Aurorus. THROW's deleting in the back. It's going to be an Alolan Graveler. In comes Vigoroth, and the opponent resigns the match. We've got a cool pick from the opponent in the next match, leading Cottony into Shadow Alolan Graveler. Opponent save switches into Wigglytuff, and now we've got the battle of the Charmers. But as you can see, Cottony is just able to outbulk most other Charmers in this format. Gonna fire off the Seed Bomb, opponent is gonna no-shield, and just like that, switch advantage is won. So that Geodude is gonna have to deal with the Vigoroth in the endgame. Geodude is going to take a lot of charm damage. In comes the Vigoroth, counters, absolutely deleting the Geodude. What do they have in the back? They have Cottony, and this game should be a win. Vigoroth is going to be able to fire off the Body Slam. Opponent is going to no-shield, and they're not going to get to use their shields in this game. In comes Aurorus. Aurorus is going to Rock Throw all the way down. What is this meta? 4 shields left at the end of the match. Going up against Caleb Peng in the next match. Caleb is going to be save switching into Vigoroth. Vigoroth, honestly, these counters are adding up quite a bit onto the Cottony. Cottony is going to be no shielding here. As Vigoroth goes for the Body Slam, Vigoroth is going to get charmed down. So Cottony able to win the zeros without even having to throw a charge move. Opponent going to send in Litwick. Oh boy. Litwick is going to have a terrible time going up against the THROW AURORUS, and look at the energy ball damage as well. Everything is so frail in this meta. Oh my goodness. Aurorus gets the Rock Throw down. Back in comes the Wigglytuff. Aurorus trying to make it to the Meteor Beam and gets there at the last possible second. Meteor Beam is going to be shielded up by the Wigglytuff, but Wigglytuff is just running out of options and running out of HP, as Vigoroth is going to be shielding up the Icy Wind, and Vigoroth is going to be able to counter all the way down. So far, this meta seems like a really good pick if you have like 10 minutes and you're trying to knock out an entire set, because these battles are lightning fast. Leading Cottony into Spinda. Spinda does have access to Icy Wind. We are going to see the shield as Icy Wind would hit for super effective damage. We're now going to see the save switch into Vigoroth. Vigoroth not quite able to get a farm down before Spinda will make another Icy Wind. Icy Wind does a massive amount of damage. Opponent is going to send in Ducklet. Ducklet going to be hit with a Body Slam bait. The Body Slam does get shielded. Vigoroth continuing to farm but unable to make it to the Rock Slide. In comes Aurorus. Rock Throw is going to be hitting for super effective damage now. We're going to see the Ducklet go for the Bubble Beam. That is the most damage I have ever seen a Bubble Beam do. Oh my goodness. Bubble Beam number 2 is going to connect. Aurorus continuing to farm, making it to the Weather Ball. This is double debuff, but again, everything in this cup is very, very glassy. We will see a shield from the opponent. Opponent is going to be forced to throw energy here. We're going to see the no shield from Aurorus, and now you can just send in the Cottony. Whatever they had in back clearly did not want to see Cottony, and they resigned the match. Speaking of Cottony, what's better than a Cottony mirror? Well, the opponent clearly did not want that to happen, because they're going to save switch into Alolan Geodude. They get absolutely shredded by counter, and my guess is they're probably going to have another rock type in the back. We're going to see the Body Slam fired into the Cottony. Cottony is going to no-shield. Vigoroth continuing to farm. Not quite going to make it to the Rock Slide, so they're going to go for the Body Slam. Rock Slide, of course, does incrementally more damage, but it is quite a bit more expensive. So if you can only get to one move, go for the Rock Slide, but most of the time, you're in a pretty good spot to just go for Body Slam. In comes the Aurorus. These Rock Throws are adding up quite a bit. Opponent is going to go for the Grass Knot. Is it going to be another Rock type in the back? Yes, it is. It's the Alolan Graveler. Firing off this Weather Ball, Alolan Graveler is going to shield. In comes the Cottony. Cottony just needs the Seed Bomb, but can't quite get there. We're going to see the Alolan Graveler firing off the Rock Blast. Cottony is gonna get the charm down, so the opponent resigns the match. We've got a Cottony mirror in the next match, the Battle of Charmers. Looks like we're going to be staying in this mirror. This is going to come down to who wins charge attack priority. Looks like the opponent actually does have the better Cottony IVs, and they're going to be firing off a charge move. We're going to see a no shield as Grass Knot does pick up the knockout. In comes Aurorus. We see a safe switch into Vigoroth. And if the opponent is hard switching Vigoroth into Aurorus, they very well could have a second check to the Aurorus in the back. And if that's the case, this could get complicated. Opponent sends in Cottony. Unfortunately, the charm is going to go through, so Vigoroth is only going to get one move here. The Rock Slide is going to pick up the knockout, and now it's Aurorus versus Alolan Graveler. This is one of the matchups that unfortunately Aurorus is not able to win in the 2-shield, as we see Alolan Graveler get the farm down. Picking up a great lead in the next match, Cottony versus Pikachu Libre. Pikachu is completely walled here, so we will see a safe switch into a Shadow Alolan Marowak, which is quickly going to get deleted from the field by the Rock Throws. Shadow Bone Club would do quite a lot of damage to the Aurorus. Again, in this 500 CP format, even low base power charge moves hit extremely hard. Opponent can send in the Pikachu, but Pikachu is extremely frail. As you can see, those Rock Throws are adding up. Pikachu fires off a charge move. Aurorus double shielding here, and Aurorus is now at the back-to-back Weather Balls. So the opponent is going to have to double shield if they want to prevent this Pikachu from getting knocked out. Aurorus gets one shield, immediately firing off the second Weather Ball. Weather Ball is going to be shielded. Opponent not going to be able to farm down. The fast move pressure from this Aurorus adding up, and Pikachu is forced to go for the Flying Press. That gets the knockout. Gonna send in Vigoroth. In the back, it's Ducklet. Vigoroth farming up. We see a switch into Cottony as the opponent fires off their energy. And it is going to be the Brave Bird. The Cottony able to withstand the Brave Bird. And now back in comes the Vigoroth. Vigoroth going for the Body Slam. That was a beautifully done catch. Body Slam picks up the knockout. In comes the Pikachu. Pikachu runs out of HP. And that's a good game. We see a familiar lead in the next match, Cottony versus Cottony. Looks like we're just going to stay in this lead as before, and this will come down to a Cottony IV check. Again, it looks like the opponent does have the better IVs. Going for the Grass Knot here, but if the opponent has like very optimized IVs, then it looks like they are actually going to lose charge attack priority. In comes a Swinub. Swinub is going to be absolutely torn to shreds by counter. In the back, it's Golett. Oh no, disaster strikes as Aurorus is getting shredded by Mud Slap. The I switch, U switch at a really inopportune time, and now Vigoroth is in an awkward position here. Golett is going to fire off the Brick Break, and now we're going to see Vigoroth fire off the double resisted Body Slam. It's double resisted, but still able to grab a shield from Golett. Golett, oh my goodness, these Mud Slaps are putting in a surprising amount of work. The opponent with the Spice Pick in the back, and it's paying dividends. Vigoroth, unfortunately, not going to be able to get the double up, as Golett is going to get a KO with a double resisted Shadow Punch. The Spice from the opponent takes the win. Oh my goodness, is this what this cup is? Just nothing but Cottony mirrors? Oh my goodness. You absolutely hate to see it. The charms adding up. Opponent is going to be firing off the Seed Bomb here. Is Seed Bomb going to be enough to knock out? Seed Bomb, not enough to knock out. Able to make it to a move. And this Grass Knot right here is going to not pick up the KO. And it's actually a simultaneous KO. So now it's a choice to send in Aurorus or the Vigoroth. Gonna choose to send in the Aurorus. It's a Graveler, and the immediate switch to the Vigoroth. Vigoroth is able to get the counter down. In the back, oh no, it's double Rock Throw. It's gonna be a race here, and it's a simultaneous KO with all 4 shields left remaining. This cup is just non-stop fast move pressure. Alright, we see a very unfortunate lead. We see the safe switch into the Vigoroth. In comes a Sandygast, and unfortunately for the Vigoroth is in a very difficult spot here, as Sandygast is going to be double resisting the Body Slam and single resisting the Rock Slide. We see the Scorching Sands pick up the knockout there. In comes Cottony. Cottony looking for the farm down and gets it. Back in comes the Alolan Sandslash. Alolan Sandslash is going to be able to outpace the Cottony here, but Cottony able to output a lot of damage with Charm. The charms are genuinely getting the Sand Slash low. We do see the shield from the Cottonee. Cottonee is going to return fire with the Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb is going to be shielded. We see the switch into the Aurorus as the opponent fires off the Ice Punch. What a catch. Very nicely done. That still does so much damage. In the back, it's Dragonite. Dragonite gets absolutely destroyed by Rock Throw, and the opponent resigns the match. Hopping into the next match, and you guessed it, it's another Cottonee lead. Oh my goodness. This is one of the metas of all time. That is definitely for sure. They're going to win charge attack priority with the Seed Bomb. We do see a shield, and now going to return fire with the Grass Knot. Grass Knot is going to be able to pick up the knockout. So switch advantage is 1, but down a shield. Opponent going to send in Lickitung. Oh man, Lickitung is not going to appreciate the Vigoroth, but I wouldn't be surprised if Body Slam does like half of Vigoroth's health, because this is a very glassy meta, and it does! Oh my! Opponent has their own Vigoroth in the back, and unfortunately this is looking like game over here, as the opponent is just going to be able to shield, and double super effective counters are going to absolutely shred the Aurorus. Aurorus able to KO the Vigoroth, but with the Lickitung still alive in the back, that's game over. Alright, hopping into what I believe is the final match, picking up a slightly negative lead. We do see the Vigoroth safe switch. Opponent is going to switch into their own, and switching into a Vigoroth mirror down energy means that you're typically going to be in a bit of an awkward spot in the open Great League, but in this meta, it looks like as long as you have some chip damage, you can actually switch in and be okay just because of how glassy everything is. Vigoroth will go for the Body Slam. That does quite a lot of damage. Cottonee does get the charm down. Back in comes the Ducklet. Ducklet, these wing attacks are adding up, trying to make it to a Seed Bomb and getting to the Seed Bomb. Okay, this Seed Bomb is going to force a shield from the Ducklet. In comes Aurorus. Aurorus going to be hit with multiple Bubble Beams, which is a bit unfortunate. Bubble Beam number 1 is shielded. I think I like this no shield, just in case the opponent has something that can hit hard in the back. We're going to see the farm down from the Aurorus in the back. It's Eevee. Now this is going to be a double debuffed Meteor Beam coming up here. Opponent just going for the Body Slam with the Eevee. Aurorus making it to the Meteor Beam. Let's go, Aurorus. This is double debuffed, and it's still nearly one-shots. Down goes the Eevee. All that's left is the 1 HP Ducklet, and that's a good game. All in all, while Rock Throw Aurorus does have a massive win rate in shielded situations versus the Little Holiday Cup meta, its limitations do definitely remain. The fact that it is an Ice and Rock type Pokemon means that it is atrocious defensively, and while it only loses to a few Pokemon, those Pokemon, specifically the Rock Throwers and Vigoroth, do look to be very common. So while it is a Pokemon that does have quite a bit of play, I will say it's by no means overpowered, as its checks are definitely around. Now, because we've had to sit through 12 minutes of Little Cup battles, I figured as a surprise, I'm going to have a bonus battle, actually featuring myself battling when I queued into the battler from this video, Absol, in the Open Great League. Hopping into the match, and I lead Defense Deoxys into Whiscash. Not a bad matchup. I would love realistically to Psycho Boost and Dip. Opponent is going to save switch into Skeledirge, and I get to respond with Beware. I'm farming up energy here with Beware. Opponent is going to start spamming out Disarming Voice, and I am going to respect it with a shield, throw 2 Shadow Claws, and then go for the payback. The unfortunate thing is I was slightly slow on the switch, so I'm hoping that Beware is still going to be able to get a Shadow Claw down, but I'm realizing they are 1 Incinerate off the next Disarming Voice, which means that Skeledirge is actually going to be able to win the 2s here, which is absolutely terrible. Beware, you have forsaken me, and by losing switch, this could get very, very awkward. In the back, it's Shadow Skarmory. I'm going to be firing off a Rock Slide. Rock Slide will do some very solid chip damage. I continue to farm. I switch into Deoxys. Opponent is going to be firing off energy. They go for the Brave Bird. That does massive damage. Opponent is going to send in the Whiscash. And I do have quite a bit of energy on the Deoxys, so I will fire off the Psycho Boost. Psycho Boost is going to be no shielded by the Whiscash. I'm going for another Psycho Boost as well. This Psycho Boost is going to connect, getting the Whiscash low. I continue to farm up. I make it to the Psycho Boost, but unfortunately I am going to lose charge attack priority. Bud Bomb will pick up the KO. I send in the Vigoroth, and unfortunately Vigoroth is going to be met with the loaded charge move. It's the Scald. Does it debuff? It does not. I need a farm down to get the win, but the Whiscash survives on a fraction of HP, knocking out the Vigoroth, and I do lose the match. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is sincerely appreciated, so thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.